Yeah, so what's your podcasting all about these days?
Oh, the podcast, it covers all the iconic Byron figures like yourself who provide so much to the community and a long-time service to the community, and also artists all around, local artists from premier figures to unknown local artists or somebody who's just started, and it covers all kind of art.
Old artists that have been here a long time, like John Dalson, that sort of thing?
Oh, well, I haven't... Everyone is welcome. So I haven't... There's so many... Because it just started...
John?
No.
John, he's got a PhD doctorate in environmental art. He's been here for about 30 years.
He plays guitar?
No. He's just a visual artist, but he after he got his PhD, he went to university to lecture in art, but in specifically environmental art, which is his thing. But he makes things out of, recycled things and out of plastics and all sorts of stuff. It's multimedia type of art. And,
this is wonderful to have.
And he's been around for a long time. And
I would love to get in contact.
If you go into the community centre, if you're going up the stairs,
yes,
in the stairwell, there's two. It's a triplet. There's 3 panels,
yes,
with plastics and stuff in it. That's one of his.
Okay,
and he's got them all over the place. I mean, his art. I think his art is at Kevin Bar Centre, but it's all around the world. I mean, he's quite famous.
I would really love to have John for a conversation.
John Dalson.
John Dalson.
And he's a good self-promoter. He'd be very...
the name rings familiar.
Yeah, he'd be very open to, getting in front of a camera.
But I would really love to, because I don't have enough... I haven't gotten enough, visual artist to come here.
Okay.
And that's also every artist is a priority, especially if they're locals. By the way, we have Paul today. Paul is the owner of the organic shop Fundies.
Oh, we're doing this now?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's okay.
I was just going to show you John Dalson.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. We can. This is a conversation, so we can.
Yes, so here's John.
Yes.
Oh, that's his Wikipedia.
Oh, right.
Contemporary environmental artist.
Oh, fantastic.
But
how do I get in contact with John? Is it easy to get in contact with John?
Oh, yeah. I'll give you his number.
Oh, thank you, Maria. I will.
There he is.
Oh, yes, absolutely. This one. Oh.
That's a young photo of him.
That's him.
Oh, that's a very young photo of him.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, absolutely familiar.
His wife is Rago.
Oh, yes.
She's a lovely... that's what it looks like now.
Oh, that's him. Okay. Oh, yes, I've seen it.
Very successful.
Very, very successful what he does. Well, the artist thing is that one thing is being an artist, another thing is knowing how to project
he's successful in all sorts of things, with, property and just generally looking after his life, so he's in good shape.
Oh, yeah, they're like you. In great shape.
Maybe not bad anyway.
Well, it's good. I mean, health is as rich as we can ever be. Good health.
Well, you just hope that good health stays with you. I mean, you just got to look out for things that can injure your health. Car accidents, tripping over somewhere, getting mugged in the street.
Sleeping over in a bedroom, in a bathroom,
absolutely.
And that's it. Life's changed.
The strangest things can happen, but I'd say it's about mindfulness.
Yeah.
People are not mindful, and they're the ones that will bump into a glass door or step out in front of a bus or, let something happen. And if they were more mindful in their day's activities, that they avoid that.
Well, I think when I look back at how the years is progressing from my observation being in the Western world, is that we tend to lose the common sense now and the awareness. Unless the council put the sign to say don't jump off the bridge, you no longer stand by the bridge and say, well, how deep is the water? Yeah. You no longer care to think for yourself.
We've been softened by that nanny state.
That's right.
So you've been led around by the ear in case you should hurt yourself. Well, taking responsibility for yourself is a big thing, and that's all a part of mindfulness. So if you're taking responsibility, you're going to be mindful, you're going to be aware of things, you're going to have your eyes open. You're not going to fall down a pothole or walk through a plate glass window.
And this is a very common thing when we do shopping. Oh, because in a television ads, this you gotta buy this food, you gotta buy this new thing, new that, but we never bothered to read what's the ingredient anymore.
Oh, they do now.
Oh yeah, they start. Yeah,
my kind of customers do.
Yes,
they're very much into looking at ingredients and knowing that what they're buying is actually clean and healthy for them.
And that's the thing that going to your shop is that the ingredients are good, so you don't have to.
You don't have to think too much.
Yes, exactly.
And there's a lot of trust with our business. Been there 40 years, so in the community, Fundies is trusted because it's always done the right thing. It's always promoted organics. It's always sold, a quality range of products. So, yeah, it's. But then there's new people who come to town who don't know that, so they're always watching. Oh, got to see this, man.
Oh, there you go. Would you like to answer that now?
No, I'll do it later. He's a long-term local, Roger Buck.
Yes.
Yeah. He built that arcade opposite the Beach Hotel, Kevin Bar Arcade.
Oh.
Where they've got the ice cream shop down below and the loft above.
Yes.
He built that some years ago.
Oh, that's amazing.
Another very successful local guy.
Yes.
Born and bred here.
Oh, would be nice.
Because people talk about, Sydney developers and people coming here making money out of Byron. Well, people are doing that all around the world.
Yeah,
and a lot of them are local guys. So many people who've been successful around Byron Bay are locals. They're not all, cut and burn people from Sydney or Melbourne just coming in to make a few bucks and go.
Yeah.
Even like Cornells who came here 40 years ago and built the Beach Hotel. They're the part of the community.
Yeah.
And the people that have bought it since. Scott Didier, he has invested in all across town. He's here for the long term, and he's investing a lot of his time and energy and money into Byron Bay. And going forward, that'll pay dividends to us and him, I'd imagine, but more for us because we've got a local prepared to invest in, businesses and property.
Someone who understands environmentally as well and the social.
Yeah, that comes part and parcel with, working in a town like this. I mean, they don't come here for a city attitude. They come here because it's Byron Bay. So it's understood to have social conscience and environmental credentials. That's what happens. I mean, no one doubts that or denies that.
Yeah. What is the challenge now with the building, the renovation of what you call it, the drainage thing? Does it affect your building, your business much?
Absolutely. It's cost thousands of dollars in turnover.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even want to add it up. That drainage works has been shocking for a lot of businesses.
And it's going to go for.
We're very lucky because we're a grocery store, almost like a department store. So when locals come to us, so we've got that solid base. But the extra business, like the cafe business, is dependent on people travelling through, passing by. Well, they can't pass by because the road's blocked.
Yeah.
And tourists are staying at the other end of town rather than that end of town. So anyone in food, cafes and so on in that area have felt it for sure. And, it's cost a lot of money and it's taken far too long. It should have been done in a few months, if they'd worked nights and weekends, as I suggested to them. But they said, it costs too much. Well, it's costed business people far too much.
And
and that's okay. That's okay for the business people to be, tucking into their savings to prop up their business. But the council, through their funding partners, state and federal government, they weren't prepared to spend any money on nighttime work and weekend work. And I think that's such a bad attitude.
I would agree with you.
They don't care.
It's something that needs to be done quite quickly as well. And I find it's not very safe to walk through that anyway.
No, they've really let us down. They told us, it's going to be great. We're going to help you. It's going to be great, but it's not great at all. It's been a tragic execution of that job. And
do they even realize how much people struggle to pay rent? to run these shops.
They don't understand. The public servants, the bureaucrats, they don't understand small business, and they don't care enough. They don't live here. They've got no investment in the town, no skin in the game, as we say. And
no skin in the game.
And they talk all this bureaucratic waffle about what they're going to do to help, but they've done nothing.
Wow.
Nothing at all. They put a few signs up listing the businesses that have been affected, as if
it's going to generate money doing that. It's not.
It doesn't do anything. I said to them when they said, "What do you want on the sign?" I said, "Fundies Organics, free beer every day," and as a joke. And they didn't understand it because free beer would bring people to your door.
Yeah. But the thing,
but that's the thing. They've done nothing in marketing. They've done nothing creative. They could have done all sorts of things creatively to generate, a little extra interest in business and support, for those people. Because it's not just Johnson Street. That has affected the whole town. Everyone in town is affected by those works because it flows on. It spins around and flows on. So if I'm making less money, I can spend less money at the restaurant, or I can spend less money at the shoe shop.
Yeah.
Or,
That's true. I always thought that they were going to put at least some form of advertisement in all the local newspapers to say, in support of you, to give you the free advertisement to say, these shops are still open, councils were going to take this long, whatever.
Even that wouldn't be enough. I mean, we don't really have much of a newspaper situation anyway. People don't really read a lot of those little papers. And
they just throw the papers and we put in the bin.
But not very environmentally friendly.
No.
So, it would have taken something a bit more creative. I've got some ideas. It's a bit late now, but I've spoken to the different ones about that. And the Chamber of Commerce, of course.
How did they react?
They don't seem to. They think, it's great. It's going to be fantastic when it's finished.
No follow-up.
Skin in the game either. No one at the Chamber of Commerce has got any investment in Byron Bay.
Oh.
They're all out of town and doing different things. So God bless them. They try their best to do what they think is best, which is networking and doing, business education sort of seminars and all that. But that doesn't help small business in Byron Bay.
How many people go to seminars anyway? Only a countable amount of people.
People who have got time on their hands to do that.
Exactly.
There's a tourism symposium on shortly at the community centre, and they charge $100 odd to go there. But I can't waste a day doing it. Quite frankly,
I didn't even hear about it until you mention it now. So you see how pathetic.
Exactly. Well, it's Destination New South Wales with Destination Byron.
Yeah.
They put it on. The Chamber of Commerce ride off the coattails and have promote it through their membership, which is not really big. A membership used to be 350 businesses.
Yeah.
I doubt if it's even 50 now.
Oh, that's little.
I know. No, they don't have any clout anymore. And the thing is, they need to have some clout to
what
go,
do you think
to, go to
wrong?
council. Because in the old days, the Chamber of Commerce would have gone to council and said, look, you're not going to do this over 7 months. You're going to do it over 3 months. You're going to work nights and weekends. Otherwise, you're not going to do it. And they would have had the clout to insist on that. And they would have gone to the government, the federal government or state, whoever's funding, and told them this is how it's got to be.
Your business is one of the longest standing businesses. I mean, along Johnson Street, especially after COVID, I see shops open for 3 months, 6 months, 3 months, 6 months, new one. And so every time somebody say to me, "Oh, have you seen this shop? Have you been to this restaurant?" I don't know anymore. There's so many new ones in a period of weeks.
They've always been coming and going, but in the main part of town, Lawson Street, Johnson and Fletcher, they were the premium areas. Businesses didn't come and go there. In fact, you had to pay a lot of money to get in there, key money, or pay a lot of money to buy a business to get in the door there.
Oh.
Now there's empty shops coming and going all the time. And that's just a sign of the times, I get that. But not worse than that, though, Byron Bay has lost its shine a bit. It doesn't quite have the appeal. We never came back after COVID. Visitor numbers are well down. Bed nights for accommodation are well down. And there are other areas in this region that are growing, like Yamba and Tweed.
Yes.
Tweed, for instance. Tweed's growing in bed nights. we're going backwards in bed nights. Well, there's something, wrong.
Is it to do with the local policy?
It's all sorts of things, It's that Byron's lost its shine. We've got, it's a bit rough and dirty. There's a certain undercurrent or underclass of people that are hanging around town that doesn't go well with tourism. If you walk down the street with your kids and your grandmother and you're confronted by somebody screaming at you with a bottle of booze in their hand, or a bong, that they go away and say, "Don't go to Byron Bay," and that's what's going on all the time at the moment. No one's stopping that. Graffiti everywhere, dirty streets, potholes.
Potholes are one of the worst.
Not enough toilets, dirty toilets. The list is endless.
Public toilet is horrendous.
Well, we're a tourist town. Everything should be perfect. The beachfront showers and the facilities and the change rooms and the toilets should be immaculate all the time.
Oh, you go to the toilet, you're terrified. You open the door, you're traumatized, you close it suddenly. You don't even use it.
I know.
Every single toilet.
I know, and Byron Bay's lost its shine, and the people at council don't get it. They've got no investment. They're not business people. They've got no skin in the game there. So we don't have a Chamber of Commerce with any clout, so that they're not taking it up to council and state government. I mean, it's not just council. State government need to take some responsibility too. We're a supposedly premium tourist destination. State government make a lot of money out of taxes from this area because of the success of Byron Bay in the past.
Right.
Stamp duties, payroll tax, GST, which the federal collects, but they give it to the states. Various other fees and charges through state. They make a lot of money out of Byron Bay. They're not giving us enough back. And I've always said that. And again, you need to have a good, strong representation from your Chamber of Commerce and your state member. We've got a state member here who's also asleep on the job.
Who's the state member from here?
Good question. No one knows because she doesn't come out anywhere.
No?
No, well, she's retiring, but she doesn't stand up for small business.
Who's that? Who was?
I can't even think of her name, to be honest.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
Yeah, it'll come to me. But you only ever see her at election time, or if there's a contentious thing that she wants to hang her hat on and get some brownie points for, like when we had the Feros aged care centre issues. All the politicians came out, and all the would-be politicians came out.
On the advertisement.
All tried to get a part of the action. Anyway, that's another matter. That's another half-day seminar talking about that. But unfortunately, we don't get the support and representation we need for a very important town, a very important part of New South Wales tourism.
I mean, it has very unique characters.
Well, not only that, it's been one of the most sought-after tourism destinations in the country, if not the world. I mean, well known around the world.
I mean, before
we're
COVID, it was said that we had over 2 million or around 2 million a year visitors, right?
2.3 million.
2.3 million.
Yep.
So, do you know any of the statistic after COVID?
Yep. It's
down.
It's not even 2 million now. It's about 1.8.
That reduced to.
It was down below that. At one stage, 1.6, I think, and it hasn't got back to pre-COVID numbers.
It really makes businesses
and
struggle.
if you look at the 2.3 pre-COVID, if we had natural growth on that, we should be at 2.5 now. So if we've got 1.8 and we should have 2.5, we're 700,000 short of what we should be. Now that's a lot of people, and you've got to understand also those numbers. With 2.3 million at that stage, half of those were day trippers, okay? Half the day trippers come from Queensland, half came from Northern Rivers. Okay, that was your rough numbers. And day trippers do contribute a lot. But then out of the other 50% that weren't day trippers, then you've got international long-term stayers like the working holiday people.
Yes.
Then you've got internationals that just come for a week or two or even a few days.
The students.
And then you've got Australian families and visitors, weddings, couples and so on, who come for a long weekend or a week or 2 weeks. That's, so your longer stay stuff is where your accommodation comes in.
Yes.
So accommodation is suffering because we're not getting those people anymore.
Right.
And we're not getting the day trippers as much because further north, they're doing it better than us. Queensland, Sunshine Coast, Gold Coast. Gold Coast is booming.
Yeah.
Sunshine Coast is booming.
I mean, yeah, a lot of people go to
Noosa.
Sunshine Coast. Noosa.
Always has been. But the thing is, they're not suffering the same kind of downturn.
They have certain way of maintaining.
We're doing something wrong here, okay? Or we're not doing something right, whatever the difference is.
Yes.
Because you can't be a place like Byron Bay and be losing ground to places like Noosa, when we were always the shining star with we couldn't get a reservation at a restaurant, or you couldn't get a accommodation on the weekends because everything was booked out. That's not the case anymore. There's people who go with accommodation that go weeks without a booking.
Look, do you think that has to do with, in connection to huge festivals like Blues Fest is gone, that would have less generation of tourists?
Not that much, really. I mean, yeah, sure. Over the Easter weekend.
Yes.
But it doesn't. It's not. I mean, look, it doesn't help.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we lost Blues Fest, we lost Splendor, we lost Falls. And we're probably going to lose the triathlon.
Oh, God.
And that's a worldwide thing. Yeah. Unfortunately, the current administration, if you want to call it that, either it would be the council or the Chamber of Commerce, they don't value that.
Yeah. Do you think during the former Mayor Jan Barn?
Yeah, shocking.
So there wasn't any good during those periods either?
Mm-hmm. No, she didn't do much for town. No, she was, environmentally and Arakwal and all that, did lots of good work, but it was a one-sided thing. Didn't care about business and tourism. In fact, was anti-tourism and business.
Yeah.
And they put a 10-year moratorium on development. Well, that caused a huge demand and jacked the prices up.
Yeah.
They got no idea what they were doing.
So it seems that the council doesn't communicate, councillors or whoever is in the council, they're not communicating enough with business owners.
No, of course not. No, they don't want to know about us because we're too much trouble for them.
Why would they consider you trouble?
Well, because we'll want them to do things differently, or we want them to not do things that they want to do. Look, generally they do the right thing. If they've got to stick to roads, rates and rubbish, stay out of the politics, stay out of, other concerns that don't concern them. Like, they want to take on, social justice issues. I mean, that's all well and good, but it's not council's job. It's not council's job. Their job is to provide services.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes.
But they...
Like fixing the potholes. For sure.
Yes.
Because, you imagine police stopping you to say, drive carefully, and you're having to zigzagging with the potholes.
Exactly.
This is ridiculous. As soon as you get... I think
it's embarrassing.
I'm not sure if you noticed it, but if I get out of Byron, as soon as I get out of the Byron Sires Road, the road is starting to get so much better.
As soon as you get into the Ballina Shire, no potholes. Go to the Gold Coast, Tweed, no potholes. It's Byron.
Even
and they say, they'll excuse. They'll say, it's because of all the tourists we get. Well, we know now that the tourists aren't there as much as they used to be. We're well down on tourism, and the roads are worse. So that old chestnut is just a furphy. It's lack of management, lack of managing their funds, managing their reconstruction work on roads. They just don't get it right.
I feel like the removal or the replacement of where the Byron Sunday markets, monthly markets was, I think it's like really put something off as well.
Well, over at Butler Street, where it should be,
yes,
it's got supposedly environmental concerns. Well, they need to fix those and put them back there and get it over and done with. Putting them in the main street was a disaster.
Yes.
Putting them up on the beachfront isn't that good because of the the conditions up there aren't really that suitable. But the problem is it's the only place they've got, so they just put it there. But the thing is, rather than just doing one a month, They do about 16 a year. So in the busy times, I do 2 or 3 a month. Whenever there's chance for a small business in town to make a bit of money out of tourism, they put a market up and suck all the money over to the markets. Well, I'm all for markets, but not when it means that not at the expense of the main street and traditional business people who are paying the big rents, paying the wages, paying the taxes, doing all the right things, supporting the community. And then when it comes time for them to make a bit of money, a market pops up. People come from the Gold Coast and Lismore, Tweed, to take money out of Byron Bay. Okay, so it's not as if they're not generating cash flow in town.
That's right.
The cash flow is going out of town.
Because
whereas when they spend money in town with local businesses, the cash flow stays in town and circulates around town. So people forget about that. They don't understand that.
Another thing is with the markets, for me as a market goer, I would just go to have a coffee or food. Also because I play percussion, so I go to look for music, the musicians to play things with.
And they're great for that. And the old markets, in Butler Street had a great music scene and a great community scene. It was fantastic.
Although, I mean, every time that there was the one in Butler Street, we were focusing on establishing the drumming circles, which we got. Because after that we would take it to the beach, and we got to do that. But the thing is that I realized there is not, like you say, it takes the money away from Byron, from the local business. But there's a side to it that, there is the cultural side of it that contributes to the character of Byron. But another thing is, not many people go and spend really good money at the markets as well.
I'm not sure how the marketeers
it's
go,
more like
what their sales are
like a demo stall for, like, let's say, clothing business sometimes.
It can be just as a marketing tool for them, and that's fair enough if that's what they want to do, but they don't need to make much because the cost of having a market stall isn't very much. $80 or something, so
is it? Yeah, but
it's not very much.
Some of them don't even sell anything.
Yeah, really?
Yes, because when they do the Saturday markets in town, and I have a few friends who own their stalls, they pay that much. They sell like $30, and sometimes they don't even sell anything.
So they're just going for the social.
So there is.
Well, see, that's another market. See, I mean, it's all well and good, and I quite like the twilight market, but it shouldn't be there. It really shouldn't, because, again, they have about 10 or more, 12, 15 food vans and food stores there. What about all the cafes in town that are struggling and restaurants?
That's an interesting aspect that I haven't even considered.
On a Saturday night, when your town's got people in it, that's when those businesses can potentially make a bit of money. But then if thousands of dollars are going out through the market food vendors, well, that's money that won't go into these little cafes.
But then, that only happens during summer and only on a Saturday.
True. That's true. But still, it's 26 days a year.
Okay, and that's a lot to lose.
Maybe more, actually. I don't know, but it's certainly it's at least half the year, and there's 26 days in half a year.
Yeah.
And,
one of the things that people complain about is that Byron's overpriced and everything. Do you find it's true?
No, I don't think so. Everywhere's expensive. Go and buy a coffee in Brisbane, Gold Coast. It's expensive everywhere.
I mean, they first thing they say accommodation, and they say, it's expensive to eat in Byron. But
I don't
then
think
the
so.
Same thing, you go to any supermarket to buy.
Yep.
Everything is expensive.
And accommodation, I can get overnight accommodation in Byron Bay for $200. Try and get that anywhere else.
How much?
200.
200. Oh, you can still get it here.
Yep. You look around, it's there. And sure, there's expensive stuff, as there is everywhere. But you just go to a hotel anywhere in Brisbane or Gold Coast, it's $360, $380 just for a motel room. For $200, $250, you can get a 2-bedroom apartment at Belongil.
What is the effect of the council having brought the paid parking to town? What's the effect on you as a business?
I don't think it affects business that badly. People say it does. Look, it may be worse now. When it first came in, it was $4 an hour. after COVID, they're desperate for money. They jacked it up to $5 an hour. Now, that doesn't seem like much, but it's a lot when people stay for 4 hours. And when they're already paying $4, so taking it to 5 is a 20% increase, just like that. Didn't even ask business, should we do it or not. They just did it. So they're making a lot of money, and that's the thing. They're making millions out of that. Literally, $3 million a year after costs into the council coffers. So
where did this money go? You think? Because
that's
the
the question.
potholes we still have it to deal.
When we first said to them, yeah, okay, we'll let you do it, because we could have stopped them.
Yes.
But we said we wanted to spend the money, or at least the majority of the money, in Byron Bay where you're collecting it. Right. Well, they don't. It goes into the general revenue and it gets spent in bloody Goonangary and Wilson's Creek and anywhere else. But it's not happening in Byron Bay. That's why our roads are fucked, quite frankly. And that's why our toilets are out of condition. And that's why our beachfront facilities are non-existent, because they're not spending the money in town, which they promised to do.
And so if you could have stopped them then, why can't business stop the paid parking now?
Well, it's already there. You see, it's in place.
But it can still be undone if businesses want to.
Possibly, but then again, the council, the business groups aren't strong enough.
Why wouldn't they be?
Well, they're not strong enough.
They're against a few people in the council, and then there's more business then.
No, the business groups, Destination Byron, Chamber of Commerce, they're not strong enough. They don't have enough membership, and they don't have enough clout. They don't have enough balls.
And if you have the community to back you up?
Well,
how would that?
Possibly, yeah, but it's very unlikely.
Very unlikely.
Very unlikely. And look, it's a good thing. It helped. Okay. It helped loosen up the parking, and it was supposed to put some money back into the town's infrastructure. If it was going to do what it was supposed to have done, it would have been fine. But they've gone back on their word. They gave us an undertaking to give us at least 75% of the revenue back into the Byron Bay area.
And how did you find the controversial mega West Byron?
Yeah, well, it's not a mega development at all. It's a small development, and it's going to be rolled out over 20 years. So it was a typical Byron anti-developer campaign run by the Greens, and I just think it was a tragedy, because we'd have houses out there by now if they hadn't have stalled it. It's like the bypass. They stalled that too for 15 years. Instead of costing $8 million, it cost $28 million to build the bypass. So, again, through stalling, because Green's saying environmental, there's a snail or there's a frog or something, and we missed out on that vital piece of infrastructure being built, and it cost, vastly more than it should have done.
What should the Green do difference, you think, to improve? What should they be doing different?
What do you mean?
In terms of their policies in Byron, so that
Greens I don't know what they stand for anymore. I mean, they talk.
Were you ever a Green?
No, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, I've got green credentials. Gosh, I've planted more trees than anyone I know.
Yeah, but
it's not about planting trees.
What you do for the community.
Yeah, that's right.
People would think you're a Green.
Yeah. Well, your business acumen's got nothing to do with your political views, and the Greens have been the party of no. They say no to everything. Well, that's not me. I want to see things getting done.
Yeah.
And you've got to be environmentally sensitive, of course. I mean, no one wants to, cut and burn.
Well, you're very environmentally responsible.
And West Byron was a good example of that. I mean, it was all flogged out old cattle country. It wasn't pristine, environmentally sensitive land at all. And the developer, at the same time, gave 40% of it back into environmental and community. They only developed 60% of it.
40%?
Yep.
That's a lot.
And these people don't know that. They don't get told that.
This goes to the environmental, Byron.
No, well, in that whole West Byron project,
yes,
only 60% of it will have houses and roads on it. The rest of it's been left open space and wetlands and environmental concerns. They've already planted thousands and thousands of trees out there as part of that development, all along Belongil Creek and all across the back where the swamps are. They've done so much work, and they haven't even started making any money out of it yet. One section has got some land development, but it's only a very small portion. The Peter Croak's block adjacent to the creek, Belongil Fields, they're still undeveloped. it just took too long, and it's a tragedy because we need land to put houses on it for people to live in. I mean, my kids would like to have a house here, can't get one anymore.
Too expensive.
Can't afford one anymore, but that's all part of it, supply and demand. No supply, demand goes up, price goes up.
Yeah.
And that happened with the 10-year moratorium they had on development that the Green Council implemented. No, it's been a tragedy watching this town struggle to be as good as it has been, and in spite of itself, it's still been pretty successful.
When has been the best period or decades or years in Byron that you've witnessed being like really flourished, and did it ever occur?
I don't know. It's 90s, early 2000s.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
I thought so. These were like much better.
Because by then they got rid of the meat works and the chicken farms and the chicken factory and the dairy and all the things that were making it a smelly industrial town.
I mean, also there's social connections between people, the interactions of people going. Back then, it was no question that going to Fundies wasn't a people. You don't need to feel like a hippie or to be there. You don't need to feel like
everyone wants to be
a
hippie.
vegan.
Everyone comes to Byron Bay to become a vegan yoga teacher hippie.
The new age religious thing.
It's a very old age now because the new age was all happening in the 70s when I was
it's almost
when I was a young
now.
hippie. You know, I grew up in that early days of young hippies when just after the Aquarius Festival.
Yes,
in the early 70s. Well, I didn't go. I was a bit young for Aquarius, but I was there around there at the time. But you know, and certainly straight after that, we saw the benefits of Aquarius. You know, bringing in alternative lifestyle. I'm gonna have to go soon.
Yes, no problem. Thank you so much for popping in and have this great conversation. And
lots of things to talk about. I could do this all day because there's so much.
I know,
topic.
I have to drive Paul from the busy day. And
I feel that more people need to be talking about these things and being constructive and being kind. I mean, that the alternative views on some of the things we talk about creates bad will, and you see it online on the Byron Bay Community Board, people sniping at each other and calling each other names, and
I don't think it's healthy.
And it's not healthy, and it's unprofessional, and it's unkind. I mean,
what's it going to do anyway?
Well,
to be unkind.
I did mention that Byron Bay Community Board. There's about 90,000 people, I think, on that. Well, there's only 9,500 residents of Byron Bay, 2481 area. So where are these other people from? So you got all these people chiming in on these conversations, on these topics, and these sometimes controversial subjects.
Yes.
And they're not even Byron people.
Yeah, they're not.
They may have been once, or they may have visited once.
Yes.
But what right have they got to chime in on important community topics?
Yes.
And be nasty at the same time, because they're often, faceless people, keyboard warriors.
Yes.
Attacking people who do want to stand up for something.
Armchair experts. It's true. There is a lot of. I mean, there's the guys that they're new in Byron. They've been here for like the last 2 years or so. Young people, like really young artists. They found their sense of grounding in Byron. Start playing music in the street, and somebody happened to come to Byron, film them, put it online. It blew up overnight, over 1 million viewers overnight. But their comments, it was so ridiculous, throwing towards these musicians. And I felt so hurtful because, I mean, it affects me because I know them. I know them as people, and they're really lovely people who they went through hard time themselves, and they came here. They have nobody. They struggled to start it. Really.
Yeah, well, Byron's always been very welcoming for people, of all types, ages, nationalities, artists.
But their comments were horrible.
I know there's some nasty people on there, and the moderator needs to cut them off.
Yes.
And that's the thing. He needs to cull out the membership, cut people off who don't contribute anything worthwhile?
I think if they're going to attack somebody, attack the idea, not the person. Don't come at the personal thing, because what's the point of saying Australia has a freedom of expression when you think your freedom of expression to go swearing and then belittling people.
Yeah, well, that's why the moderator needs to cut them off.
Byron Community Board.
Let me
Thank you so much.